Hello and welcome back to this week's series of Realism tips. This week we're going to be doing something a little bit different. I went onto the server in Spectator and I was observing some actors and they enacted out some interesting behaviors that I want to showcase. As I said, I may or may not bring this back. It really just depends on how well received it is and the kind of acting that I see candidly on the server. If you want a chance to be featured, then the only recommendation I have is to be the best actor you can possibly be, because you never know who's watching. The list of actors will be on screen here momentarily. So the actors I chose to follow are in a Mega Raptor pack. And I really want to showcase this opening sequence here, as I believe that it really showcases pack dynamics very well. In one part of the scene, you see some Mega Raptors that seem to be playing together, they're jumping about, they're chasing, while another Mega Raptor is acting deferential. It is crouching, it is submissive calling, and it's otherwise just trying to showcase that it is not a threat to the others. All at the same time, there's another Mega Raptor attempting to look larger with their head alted. Whenever a Mega Raptor got a little bit too excited and actually bit, then they seemed to act submissive, while the others basically told them off for acting that way. They acted a little bit mighty, they raised their head to showcase dominance, while another one was acting deferential. But the overall situation mostly resolved without any further conflict or need for further violence, and the one that is showcasing dominance is standing over the other ones that are sitting, making themselves smaller, and is just showcasing how much larger and more powerful it is in ways that aren't just immediately the recalling or biting at the other submissive animal. Once the original conflict was resolved, however, the original golden one that was showcasing dominance did resume doing so, just away from the other animal that was previously acting more dominant over it. This is a way to kind of reinforce standings in the pack without actually having to say anything greater. Another animal also brings over the golden one some food, which showcases that the golden animal is higher up in ranking, possibly, but that they are deferring to that other Mega Raptor in the end. The majority of the pack then moves off elsewhere, but then there is a single one call by one of the leading members to bring them back in the same direction that they came, which is a great way to actually summon your group mates without just using chat. When I caught back up with the pack, I noticed that there was one lone Mega Raptor scouting out an Apado as a possible hunt. The Apado is pretty young here, but the Mega Raptor seemed to be by itself, and what I can commend here is that the Mega Raptor, as a lone Mega Raptor, stayed back from the Apado. It acted more cautiously, but it still showcased intent to hunt. It did this by stalking, by sniffing, by staring at the Apado, who was appropriately unnerved by it. It pursued it. It was keeping its distance, but it was still coming directly at the Apatosaurus, and it was doing so relatively quickly at times. So ultimately here, the rest of the pack ends up coming back in out off screen here, and the Mega Raptor goes in for that initial bite. So that is something that I can commend, because it acted as a pack animal, uncertain alone, but then once the group came, it got its confidence and it actually initiated the hunt. Here, the pack, I can only just say, is coordinated in its attack. There are still some Mega Raptors who showcase some hesitance about going in the water, possibly due to past experience, possibly just due to uncertainty or inexperience, but the pack for the most part coordinates pretty well together to attack the Apatosaurus. The only thing that I will say negatively about this is that the hunt ended up going out into very deep ocean for a pretty prolonged period of time before it is called off. Ultimately, this is longer than what I would have gone and deeper than what I would have gone personally, but I can't really speak for the Mega Raptor circumstances. If they were starving, then that probably could have been an acceptable risk as well to me, but they did end up calling off the hunt at this juncture, which I think is very reasonable to do. That is going to be it for today's rendition of realism tips. I hope that this was still helpful. I really want to trial this as a format because I want to reward realistic acting that I see on the server, as well as just to showcase something a little bit differently. I think that this is probably more engaging to pull good things that I see instead of me sitting on a dinosaur talking, unable to stage everything that I want to. Hopefully that will just generally be getting better as I'm able to get more help with this, but that is only for the future to tell. So if you enjoyed, please let me know so I can do more. But otherwise, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Until next time, stay safe and bye.